Hey guys, welcome back everybody. Hope you all are doing great. Guys, this video is going to be very important, very useful for all network engineers. So if you are a network engineer or if you are planning to become a network engineer, make sure you will watch this video till the end because you are going to learn many concepts of networking today in this video. And guys, this is part 5 of this network topology configuration. And I am expecting you are watching all videos in sequence. If you are watching all videos in sequence, that means you already know the previous configuration on access layer switches, on distribution layer switches, on core layer router, as well as on ASA firewall. So guys, this topology is pre-configured and all end devices are able to access internet. So I have two internet connection. You can see this is my primary ISP, this is my secondary ISP, right? If primary ISP is up, then end users are accessing internet through primary ISP. But if in case ISP1 will goes down, then automatically ASA will shift all traffic towards ISP2. That we discussed in previous video. And today guys, in this video, we are going to understand how to configure remote access services, how to configure remote access service on all networking devices like on ASA firewall, on core router, on both distribution layer switches, as well as on all access layer switches, so that I can access these devices from a centralized PC, right? So we are going to configure remote access service for centralized management. So you can see I have two management PC here in the management domain, admin PC and PC2. And guys, these all devices means all access layer switches, all distribution layer switches, my core router and my firewall should be accessible from these management PCs so that I can access any devices remotely, right? Let's suppose you want to modify some configuration on ASA firewall. So what option you have? Either you can access this firewall with the help of console port, with the help of console cable, but guys, this is again not practical for real time. In the production network, you are not going to access live devices through console port. Generally, we will have centralized access, right, for the management. Done. Let's suppose if this firewall is brand new, there is no any configuration. Let's suppose a SSH and telnet is disabled over here, then definitely you have to access it through console. But if this router is live, that means you will have centralized access, centralized management. Done. So guys, first try to understand one thing, that to access networking devices remotely, or in other word, what you can say, to access remote services, we have two protocol. See, we have multiple services at application layer like email service, file service, web service, remote access service. And how we can access these services? With the help of protocol. Like for web service, I have two protocol, HTTP and HTTPS. In the same way, for email service we have protocol, for file service we have protocol, right? In the same way, for remote access service we have two protocol. One is telnet and another one is SSH, right? But guys, telnet is not secure protocol, that's why we are not using it in real time nowadays. And SSH is secure protocol, your data will travel in encrypted format. So as this is secure, SSH is secure, we are using it in real time. Done. So I'm going to enable SSH service on all networking devices so that I can access these devices remotely, right? But there is one requirement. There is one requirement to access these devices. Requirement is there should be IP reachability. Means these PCs, these management PCs should be able to ping all devices. And guys, as you know, here on all these access layer switches, we don't have any IP address. We don't have any IP address. So how I can ping to these devices? It is not possible. So first of all, I'm going to configure IP on all access layer switches. So we'll decide one management VLAN. We'll create one management VLAN. And as you can see, VLAN 100 is management VLAN for my scenario. right? It can be different in your scenario. It can be VLAN 99, right? You can choose any VLAN for management. So let's suppose VLAN 100 is the management VLAN, guys, and this is my main subnet 192.168.0.0/16, right? From this main subnet, see, I am using this subnet for VLAN 10, this subnet for VLAN 20. Where is subnet? Here. This subnet for VLAN 10, that's data VLAN. This subnet for voice VLAN. This subnet for HR VLAN. This subnet for server VLAN. In the same way, let's say 192.168.100.0/24 is one subnet for management VLAN, for VLAN 100. As my management VLAN is VLAN 100, that's why in third octet value is 100, let's suppose. So now I am going to configure one IP address from this subnet to admin PC and one IP to PC number 2. One IP on access layer switch 1, one on access layer switch 2, one on access layer switch 3, and one on access layer switch 4. And guys, if you are configuring IP address on access layer, what you will do? You will create SVI, right? You will configure it on VLAN interface. Then you have to allow that VLAN on trunk link, like link between switches, between distribution layer and access layer. All links are configured as trunk. And on the trunk link, guys, right now, how many VLAN are allowed? VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40. Only these VLANs are allowed on the trunk link. So we are going to allow one more VLAN on the trunk link, that is VLAN 100. Then we'll verify that these PCs are able to ping access layer switches or not. If it is able to ping, then we will enable SSH. Done. So hope scenario is clear. What we are going to discuss in video is clear to you. Now, without wasting our time, let's begin. First of all, my subnet is 192.168.100.0/24 for management VLAN. Guys, what IP address you want to configure on admin PC? So you have to decide one IP address for admin PC. Let's say 192.168.100.1 is the IP address for admin PC. In the same way, I need one IP for PC2. So for PC2, let's say 192.168.100.2. Now, one IP address for access layer switch 1, 192.168. Let's say 100.3 is the IP address on access layer switch 1, or you can configure any other IP, let's say 10, right? On switch 2, 192.168.100.11. Switch 3, 192.168.100.12. On switch 4, my IP address is 192.168.100. let's say 13. So these are IP addresses on access layer switches. Now you have to configure one IP address from the same subnet on distribution layer switch, because you can see now these all devices belongs to same subnet, right? So guys, from the same subnet, I am going to configure one IP on distribution layer switch 1 and distribution layer switch 2 also. So let me say on distribution layer switch 1, IP address is 192. Oh my god, for PC admin PC, my IP was 192.168.100.1. On PC2, my IP was 192.168.100.2. On switch 1, my IP was 192.168.100.10. On switch 2, my IP was 192.168.100.11. On switch 3, IP was 192.168.100.12. And on switch 4, my IP was 192.168.100.13. On distribution layer switch 1, this switch 1, let's say my IP is 192.168.100.254, last IP address from the subnet. And on distribution layer switch 2, second last IP address from the subnet, 192.168.100.253, let's suppose, right? So I'm going to configure these IP addresses on machines. So first of all, let me access admin PC1, and before that, if you want to verify the connectivity, like this network is working fine or not, this network is live or not, so let me do one thing. Let me access PC1, and guys, DHCP is already they are in my network, so I'm going to say IP DHCP, so that this machine can get IP address from DHCP server. Say IP DHCP. So you can see PC1 is able to get IP address from DHCP server, and this machine have got one IP address which is 192.168.1.1. Now let me ping to internet directly, ping 8.8.8, and you can see ping is working, right? Ping is working. And if you will trace 8.8.8, trace 8.8.8.8, so you can see my traffic is going to distribution layer switch 1, right? Distribution layer switch 1, then 192.6 means router, and router is going to forward it to ASA firewall. ASA firewall will forward it to ISP1, because ISP1 is up now. But if ISP1 will goes down, then ASA will forward it towards ISP2. So everything is working fine in my scenario. Now let me access admin PC, and on the admin PC I am going to configure one IP. PC2 also, let me access PC2 also, say no here, and let me take you to PC1, admin PC. On admin PC I am going to configure IP .100.1 config T, host name admin PC, then interface F0/0 no sut, and IP address. IP address 192.168.100.1 255.255.255.0. Now guys, see, I have two default gateway, right? Distribution layer switch 1 and distribution layer switch 2. So these are what physical IP address on distribution layer switches, right? This is physical IP address on distribution layer switch. This is physical IP address on distribution layer switch 2. With the help of these two physical IP address, I am going to create one virtual IP address, that is, let's say 192.168.100.100, right? And that I will define as default gateway to N machines for redundancy, right? So on admin PC I'm going to say IP default gateway IP 192.168.100.100, which is virtual IP address. We'll define this, we'll create configure HSRP between distribution layer switch 1 and distribution layer switch 2 for management. Say no IP routing here, no IP routing, and let me write the configuration. Done. PC1 configuration is done. So IP interface brief, so you can see this interface is up, line protocol is also up, status is also up. Now I am going to configure IP on access layer switches, or before that we can configure one IP on PC2 as well, because I have two management PC here. So host name, let's say PC2 do, and interface F0/0 no shutdown, IP address 192.168.100.2 255.255.255.0, then say no IP routing, and IP default gateway. Default gateway is virtual IP 192.168.100.100. Let me write the configuration. I have saved the configuration on admin PC or not. Now guys, please pay attention, because it is very important. See how I am going to configure the scenario now. So first of all, I'm going to configure IP on access layer switch 1. So let me take you to access layer switch 1. Here I need to create one management VLAN. So let me take you to global config mode, and here I am saying VLAN 100, right? So this switch is in client mode. Here you cannot configure VLAN 100, right? So distribution layer switch 1 is the server switch, so I am going to create it on distribution layer switch 1. Or simply for now what you can do, you can change the mode. Like on this switch I can say VTP mode server, right? Then VLAN 100, and define the name, that is, let's say management VLAN, VLAN. Done. Exit. Now I am going to configure one IP on management VLAN, interface VLAN 100, and say IP address. IP address over here is 192.168.100.100. 100.10, 255.255.255.0. Say no set, exit. Done. Do so IP interface brief exclude unassigned. So you can see the IP, this interface status is down, line protocol is also down. It will come up. Do so VLAN brief. So VLAN 100 is there in the VLAN database. So why my interface is down? Interface VLAN 100, say no, shutdown. The issue is why this VLAN interface is down, guys. Why their status and line protocol is down? The reason is we don't have any interface in VLAN 100. Do so VLAN brief. You can see we don't have any interface in VLAN 100, and we have trunk link, but on the trunk link also VLAN 100 is not allowed. So interface trunk, you can see on the trunk link allowed VLAN is 10, 20, 30, 40 only, right? VLAN 100 is not allowed over here. So once I will allow VLAN 100 on the trunk link, my SVI interface will come up. So let me do one thing. Let me take you to interface range E0/0 and E0/3. On these two interface, I am going to add one more VLAN. So say switch port trunk allowed VLAN, and after that VLAN ID. See, if you will put VLAN ID 100 over here, that means you are allowing only VLAN 100 here, right? But VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40 should be also allowed on the trunk link. So I am going to say add over here. So add VLAN 100. So don't configure like allowed VLAN 100, right? If I will run command allowed VLAN 100, see the issue. What will happen now? Do so interface trunk. Now guys, on the trunk link only VLAN 100 is allowed. So VLAN 10, 20, 30 and 40 users cannot access internet. Now you can see from PC1 I cannot ping 8.8.8 now. Ping 8.8.8. See, ping is not working. The reason, I have removed VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40 from the trunk link. So this is incorrect command, right? So again I am going to add all VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40 and 100. Allowed VLAN 10. I cannot write like this. Allowed VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40 and 100. Like this also, if you will configure, see the issue. Do so interface trunk. Guys, only VLAN 100 is allowed on the trunk link. So actually you have to run command like this. So trunk, switch port trunk allowed VLAN and then I can say add 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. So I have added these all VLAN on the trunk link. Do so interface trunk. Now you can see all VLANs are allowed on the trunk link. Now if you will check the SPI interface, so IP interface brief, so you can see VLAN 100 interface is up, line protocol is also up, and their status is also up. Okay, so right now I have configured one IP address on the switch 1. Now question is, can admin PC ping to switch 1? Let me try. Let me take you to admin PC and let me try to ping 192.168.100.10, which is IP address of switch 1. See, ping is not working. Reason why ping is not working? Because guys, see, by default this port is in VLAN 1. So first of all, I need to put this port in VLAN 100. I need to create VLAN 100 on this switch. After that, on this port and this port, on these two links only VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40 are allowed. So I need to allow VLAN 100 also here. So let me do one thing. Let me access this switch 4. This is how we are configuring SSH and telnet on devices in real time, guys, in the production network. In the same way you will enable SSH. Now here I am going to say interface range E1/0 as well as E1/1. I'm going to put these two ports in VLAN 100. So say switch port mode access and then switch port access VLAN 100. Now so interface trunk issue is on the trunk link VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40. Only these VLANs are allowed. So on both trunk link I am going to allow VLAN 100 also. So say interface range E0/2 and E0/3. On these two ports I am going to add VLAN 100. So switch port trunk allowed VLAN, then add 100. Like this you will add one VLAN on the trunk link. Now so interface trunk. So you can see all VLAN are allowed on this link, right? And guys, so VLAN brief, is VLAN 100 available in the database? Yes, because this switch is in VTP domain. Done. Now I am going to check admin PC is now able to ping or not. Admin PC and ping. See, ping is still not working. The reason, now I have put this interface in VLAN 100, right? So when switch 4 is going to receive, let's say, broadcast message which is ARP message, when I am pinging to switch 1 from admin PC, first it will generate ARP request message to resolve MAC address. So switch 4 is going to learn MAC address of admin PC on E1/0 in VLAN 100, right? After that it will forward from the trunk link if VLAN 100 is allowed on the trunk link, right? So VLAN 100 is allowed on the trunk link. And guys, between these two ports, one port will be in forwarding state, one port will be in blocking state. So this port 0/2 is in forwarding state. Let's suppose, let me show you here as well. On switch 4 you can check. So spanning tree for VLAN 100. So see, for VLAN 100 which port is in forwarding state is 0/2. This switch is the root bridge for VLAN 100. Yes, this switch is the root bridge for VLAN 100, but I will configure VLAN 100 on distribution layer switch 1, then distribution layer switch 1 will become root bridge. After that E0/2 will become RP and 0/3 will become DP, because cost is list over here on 0/2 interface. So on 0/2 interface you have to allow VLAN 100 and VLAN 100 is already allowed. So switch 4 is going to forward traffic to switch 1. But guys, on switch 1, distribution layer switch 1 will receive traffic on this interface, but on this interface VLAN 100 is not allowed. So this is the issue. Let me now access distribution layer switch 1, and on distribution layer switch 1 I'm going to show you first VLAN database. So VLAN brief, yes, you can see VLAN 100 is there in the VLAN database, but so interface trunk, on the trunk link VLAN 100 is not allowed. So I am going to allow VLAN 100 on all trunk link on distribution layer switch 1. So let me take you to global config mode, then interface range E0/0 to 3. These all interfaces are trunk. Now I am going to say switch port trunk allowed VLAN. After that add VLAN 100. Once I will add VLAN 100 on the trunk link, root switch 1 is my root bridge. Then distribution layer switch 1 is the root bridge for switch number 4. So now if you will check switch 4 spanning tree database, so spanning tree for VLAN 100, now you can see 0/2 is the root port, 0/2 is the root port, and 0/3 is in listening state. After some time this port will be in blocking state. Just wait for some time. 0/3 for VLAN 100, 0/3 is in DP. Why, you know why this port is in forwarding state and this port is DP? Because on distribution layer switch 2 VLAN 100 is not allowed. On this port VLAN 100 is not allowed. So that's why switch 4 is thinking that this is my DP port, right? For VLAN 100 it is sending BPDU from here. But let me do one thing, let me configure VLAN 100 on distribution layer switch 2 also, and let me allow VLAN 100 in the trunk link, on the trunk link. So let me access distribution layer switch 2, and on distribution layer switch 2, so VLAN brief. So you can see we have VLAN 100, that is management VLAN, because the switch is in VTP domain. But so interface trunk, so interface trunk. So issue is VLAN 100 is not allowed on the trunk link. So let me allow VLAN 100 interface range E 0/0 to 3. Again here I am going to say switch port trunk allowed VLAN, add 100. Done. Now so interface trunk. Now you can see VLAN 100 is also allowed over here. So if VLAN 100 is allowed over here, then switch 4 E0/3 will be RP port. So now you can verify switch 4 is spanning tree database, and now you can see guys 0/3 is in blocking state. Their role is alternate, state is blocking, right? So now switch 4, when admin PC will try to ping access layer switch 1, this switch, right, where I'm running IP.10. So admin PC will generate ARP request, it will forward to switch 4, switch 4 will receive it in this interface. This interface is part of VLAN 100, so it will add tag of VLAN 100, and then it will forward from the trunk link to distribution layer switch 1. It will receive on this interface, it will check tag value is 100, that means it is a traffic of VLAN 100. It will forward to access layer switch 1. So now let me do one thing, let me check admin PC is able to ping access layer switch 1 now. Let me close this console first, PC1 console, and now admin PC. From the admin PC I am going to ping this IP address, and now you can see ping is working. Right now I am able to ping access layer switch 1. That means I can access layer switch 1 now remotely, right, with the help of SSH protocol. But guys, I will enable SSH protocol later. First of all, let me configure IP address on all other access layer switches. So now let me access layer switch 2. Same thing I am going to do on access layer switch 2 also. First of all, I will allow VLAN 100 on the trunk link. So say interface range E 0/2 and 0/3. 0/2 and E 0/3. These two interfaces are trunk interface on access layer switch 1, sorry, on access layer switch 2. So here say switch port trunk allowed VLAN, add 100. Done. Now I am going to create VLAN 100 here, VLAN 100, and say name management. I think VLAN 100 is already there in the VLAN database. So VLAN brief, because this switch is also in VTP domain. Do so VLAN brief. Yes, you can see VLAN 100 is already there. Now guys, I am going to configure one IP on VLAN 100 interface. So say interface VLAN 100, no cert, and IP address. IP address 192.168.100.11 for switch 2, 255.255.255.0. Done. Now you can verify the IP. So IP interface brief. So as you can see on the trunk link, VLAN 100 is allowed. That's why this interface line protocol is also up and the status is also up. Now can I ping access layer switch 2 from the admin PC? Let me try. Let me take you to admin PC again, and let me ping 192.168.10.100.11 and see. Yes, I am able to ping access layer switch 2 also. That means I can access layer switch 2 as well remotely. So requirement is there should be IP reachability. That's it. If PC is able to ping the device, that means it can access, right? Then let me take you to switch 3. On switch 3 also I am going to show you first VLAN database here. So VLAN brief, and you can see we have already VLAN 100 with the help of VTP. Now config T interface VLAN 100 and say IP address 192.168.100.11 12 for switch 3. You can see IP address is 12. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. no such. But I still do so IP interface brief. Still the interface status is down, line protocol is down. Reason, there is no any interface in VLAN 100, right? So I am going to allow VLAN 100 on the trunk link. Do so interface trunk. You can see on the trunk link VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40. Only these VLANs are allowed. So guys, interface range E0 slash 223 on switch number 3 also, and say switch port trunk allowed VLAN add VLAN 100. Now so IP interface brief. You can see line protocol and status both are up. Now admin PC can ping switch 3 also. So let me take you to again admin PC and ping 12 100.12. So you can see this switch is also reachable from now admin PC. Now I am going to configure switch 4. So here I have access layer switch 4, and so interface trunk VLAN 100 is already allowed on the trunk link. So I am going to configure IP on VLAN 100 interface. So interface VLAN 100 and say IP address 192.168.100.13 255.255.255.0 and say no such. And guys, so IP interface brief. So you can see this interface line protocol and status both are up. Done. So now I have configured IP address on all access layer switches. I can access all access layer switches with the help of these management IP address. These are management IP addresses, right? Management IP address of switch 1, switch 2, switch 3, switch 4, access layer switch, then distribution layer switch 1, distribution layer switch 2. Now let me take you to distribution layer switch 1, right? By the way, distribution layer switch 1 have already one IP address, right? So I can access distribution layer switch 1 with the help of another IP address as well. But guys, I'm going to configure it in same subnet, because see, these admin PCs need to access router also, firewall also, and like this you can have multiple devices in different subnet. So whenever this admin PC want to ping a device which belongs to different subnet, in that scenario default gateway is required, right? So that's why you have to configure one IP address from the same subnet on distribution layer switch 1 and distribution layer switch 2 also. And guys, for the redundancy you can configure HSRP protocol. So here on distribution layer switch 1 I am going to create one SVI switch to virtual interface, say interface VLAN 100 and say IP address 192.168.100. Last IP address 254.255.255.255.0 and say no shutdown, right? Then go to distribution layer switch 2. On distribution layer switch 2 I'm going to configure second last IP address from the subnet. So interface VLAN 100 and say IP address 192.168.100.253 255.255.255.0 and say no such. Done. Now so IP interface brief. You can see line protocol and status both are up. Can I ping distribution layer switch 1? Ping 192.168.100.254 and ping will work. Ping will work. You can see ping is working because on all trunk link VLAN 100 is allowed. Fine. Now see, now we can enable SSH on all access layer switches as well as on all distribution layer switches, and I can access these devices remotely, but I cannot access router and ASA firewall from the admin PC, right? So guys, to ping router and ASA firewall from the admin PC, what I need? First of all, I need to configure default gateway IP address on admin PC, and guys, I think default gateway is already running on admin PC. So run section default gateway. So yes, you can see default gateway IP address is 192.168.100.100. So ping 192.168.100.100. But ping will not work. Ping will not work. Reason why ping is not working? Because this is virtual IP address, guys. Until now, I can configure HSRP protocol. I can ping distribution layer switch 1 or distribution layer switch 2, but I cannot ping this virtual IP address. So either you can configure distribution layer switch 1 as a default gateway or distribution layer switch 2 as a default gateway, right? There is no problem. But again, in that scenario you don't have redundancy. So for the redundancy you have to configure HSRP protocol, and before that if you want to check that am I able to ping distribution layer switch 1 or not, so ping 192.168.100.254 and see this ping will work. Yes, I am able to ping. In the same way I can ping distribution layer switch 2 also. You can see ping is working. Now I am going to configure HSRP protocol between distribution layer switch 1 and distribution layer switch 2. So let me take you to distribution layer switch 1 and go to interface VLAN 100 and say standby. Let's say group number 100 for management VLAN, and then I am going to say IP 192.168.100.100, right? I need to run same command on distribution layer switch 2 also. So let me take you to distribution layer switch 2 and here say interface VLAN 100 and let me paste the command. Done. Now let me write it. Let me write distribution layer switch 2 configuration as well. Done. Now let me take you to again admin PC, and from the admin PC guys, now I am going to ping virtual IP address, this IP address, and this time you can see ping is working. This time ping is working. So that means now I can ping router as well. So router IP address is ping 192.168.0.6 is the IP address of router. So see why I'm not able to ping router. The reason, router don't have route, right, of management VLAN. So actually router is not able to send reply message. So what I can do guys, on the distribution layer switch I will advertise VLAN 10, sorry, VLAN 100, which is management VLAN in the routing, right? And what routing protocol I am running? My routing protocol is OSPF, so IP protocol. So you can see I'm running OSPF routing protocol for internal routing, OSPF 1. So I'm going to advertise this network, internal network in OSPF domain. So say router OSPF 1, and then I can say, or I can simply enable OSPF 1 interface VLAN 100, right? Say IP OSPF 1 area 0, area 0. Let me write the configuration. Go to distribution layer switch 2, distribution layer switch 2, and on distribution layer switch 2 also I am going to advertise this interface VLAN 100 interface in OSPF, say IP OSPF 1 area 0. Now can admin PC ping to router? It should ping, because see the routing table of core router. Let me access core router, and here you can say IP route OSPF. So you can see guys, this router is learning management VLAN subnet, right, from both distribution layer router switch, right, switch 1 and switch 2. These are internal subnets VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40, and this is for management VLAN. Done. Now let me check that admin PC is able to ping router, ping 192.168.0.6, and you can see yes, ping is working. Now can I ping ASA firewall? Ping 192.168.0.2 is the IP address of ASA firewall, and you can see I'm able to ping ASA firewall as well. Now guys, my management PCs are able to ping all devices, right? So now I can access these devices with the help of SSH. The only thing is I need to enable SSH on all devices, and even you can verify the connectivity from PC2 also, like from PC2, this is my PC2. From PC2 also I can check am I able to ping access layer switch 1 100.10. Yes, you can see ping is working. Am I able to ping access layer switch 2 11? Yes, I am able to ping. Am I able to ping distribution layer switch 3 12? Yes. 13? Yes. Switch 4. Distribution layer switch 1. Distribution layer switch 1 IP address is 254. So I will access distribution layer switch 1 with the help of this IP address. This is my management IP address, right? Can I ping distribution layer switch 2? Yes. So from the both PCs I am able to ping devices. Can I ping router? Ping 192.168.0.6. Yes. Can I ping ASA firewall 0.2? Yes. Right. So all machines are reachable from these management PCs. Now I am going to enable SSH protocol. So again, let's begin from distribution layer switch, sorry, access layer switch 1. So guys, let me take you to access layer switch 1, and on the access layer switch 1, to enable SSH, as I told you, we have two options. I have two protocol to access this service, remote access service, Telnet and SSH. But Telnet is not secure, SSH is secure. Port number of Telnet is 23, port number of SSH is 20. Now question is how SSH is secure? So guys, SSH is secure because of encryption. It is going to perform encryption. How? By using key. Which key? RSA key, right? So SSH is going to use RSA key. So first of all guys, to enable SSH, you have to create RSA key. And to create RSA key, you will run command crypto key generate RSA. Crypto key generate RSA. This command is going to create key. But to generate RSA key, device need domain name. And you can see domain name is not configured here. So first of all, you have to configure domain name. Then you have to generate a key. And after that, you are going to enable SSH. Okay. So let's suppose my domain name is, let me write here, domain name is, let's say, this is network of, let's say, PM networking, right? So domain name is, let's say, PM net dot local, right? This is domain name. So I'm going to configure same domain name on all the devices. Okay. So again, let me access layer switch 1, and here I am going to say IP domain name. To create domain name, simply you will run this command IP domain name, and guys, domain name is pmnet dot local. Right now I can generate RSA key. So say crypto key generate RSA. Okay, this by default size is 512 byte. If you want to change, you can set it to 1024, right? Higher value is more secure. So let me say yes with default, and now you can see it has generated the key, right? Now I can enable HSRP, SSH protocol here. And guys, to enable SSH, simply say line VTY 0 on. Now question is how many user can access this device at a time. Let's say I want that 2 users, means admin PC and PC2. Both PCs should be able to access any devices at a time. So I'm going to configure line VTY 0 to 1, right? 0 to 1 means now 2 user can access this device remotely at a time. If I am saying line VTY 04, that means 5 devices can access it at a time. Okay, 0 to 4 means 5 device, 0 to 15 means 16 device. Done. Now say transport input SSH, right? This command will enable SSH over here. Then guys, login. How you are going to authenticate the user? How you will authenticate the client who is going to access this device remotely? So I can say local, right? Login local means it will ask for username and password. If I am saying login only, then it will only ask for password, right? So let's say login, right? So login disabled on line 2 until the password is set. So soon we are going to configure password here as well, but I am going to use login local, guys, so that it should ask username as well as password, right? Now I am going to create one user here. Username is, let's say, the admin PC. User is admin, right? Username. Then guys, password. And before configuring the password, you can set the privilege level also, like what access you want to provide to the client. Let's say privilege level is 15. That means I am allowing client machine to configure, to perform all configuration on this switch. So privilege level is 15, and then say password. And password is, guys, let's say capital C or Cisco, or I can say PM net at the rate 123, like this, right? Now let me check that client machines are able to access this switch. So again, let me take you to admin PC, and I am going to say SSH minus -L, and then guys, username is admin, and then IP address of device. IP address of switch 1 is 192.168.100.10. So see, it will ask for username and password. Connection refused by remote host. Let me try one more time, then I am going to troubleshoot it. And you have to configure enable password as well, guys. First of all, we'll troubleshoot it, but before that, let me do one thing. Let me configure one password on line VTY 0 to 1 interface as well. Say password is password of line VTY is, let's say, Cisco at the rate 123, and enable password. So enable password is again, let's say, Cisco at the rate 123. Enable password Cisco at the rate 123. Now let me check why I am not able to access layer switch 1 with the help of SSH. So check username is correct or not. Username here is admin, and guys, on the switch, what is username? So simply here I can run command so run section username. So username is admin, correct? Password is pmnet. So everything looks fine here. So run section line VTY. So line VTY 0 to 1. Password is this one. Login local. Transport input SSH. So everything is fine here. Why I am not able to access? What error I am getting? No matching cipher font client. This one, yes. Let me check telnet. By default, telnet is enabled. 192.168. And guys, IP address 192.168.100.10. IP address is correct. 100.10. So password is not set. I am able to access it through telnet. Then why SSH is not working? SSH login using this user. L, then username is admin, and the IP address 192.168.100.10. Now I need to troubleshoot it. Guys, see the issue, why I'm getting this issue, because of algorithm mismatch. See here what it's saying, no matching cipher font. Client is using this algorithm ES128 CBC, and the server is using different algorithm, right? Where is the server algorithm? Yes, server algorithm is, these are server algorithm, right? So this is why you are getting this error message here, why you are not able to access switch 1 through SSH. We can change the algorithm as well, but this is how we will enable SSH in real time, right? SSH is working fine on switch. See here also I am getting same error on switch as well. And so IP SSH, we can verify the SSH configuration. We can check what algorithms are running over here. Like you can see, encryption algorithm is AES128 CBR, right? CTR. Okay, but on the client machine, encryption algorithm is different. That's why you are getting this error. And SSH version is, we have two version 1 and version 2. Enable version is 2. Done. So one more thing here you can do, you can enable debug SSH, sorry, IP SSH, right? And after that I can try from the admin PC to get access of this machine. Okay, don't worry, we'll do these troubleshooting later, because first of all I need to enable telnet on all devices, guys. So SSH on all devices, guys. So we'll do this troubleshooting later. Here you can see the log messages, right? Output after debugging, starting SSH control process, send protocol version ID, that is 2. So means what? Switch and your client machine both are able to communicate with each other, right? So here we have mismatch in algorithm, that's why admin machines is not able to access the switch. When I will configure SSH on router, you will see it's working, right? So we will troubleshoot it later. For now, let me access layer switch 2, and on access layer switch 2 also I am going to enable SSH. So config t, say IP SSH version 2, like this we can define the version. Then line VTY04, password, what was the password on switch 1? Let me configure same password on all switches. So run section line VTY. So here password is Cisco 123, so I'm going to configure same password on this switch also, Cisco @123, and then say transport input SSH login local. After that I'm going to create one username, say username is admin, and right now I'm creating one user, but as you have two machines for the management, so you need to create two user, right? Admin, then set privilege 15, and after that password. So what is the password on switch 1? So run section username, so you password is pmnet@123. So let me say pmnet@123. Done. Now I have created the username. I need to create now domain. So say IP domain name was, see, to verify the domain name also you can run command. So run section domain, simply I can run like this, pmnet.local. So say pmnet.local here as well, right? Now guys, do so history. I'm going to copy these all command and I will put it on rest switches. One thing is still missing. Let me first enable these command on all access layer switches. On access layer switch 4, access layer switch 4, paste. So I have created the user, I have defined the SSH version, right? I have set the password, but I have not configured the enable password. So let me do one thing, let me set enable password as well. On switch 2, say enable password. Again, enable password is Cisco @123, and guys, I need to create RSA key. So crypto key generate RSA. Done. Let me save the configuration. Let me save the configuration of access layer switch 1 as well. Then let me take you to switch 3. Here also I'm going to configure one enable password, that is a Cisco @123 and crypto key generate RSA. Done. Save the configuration and go to access layer switch 4. Access layer switch 4. Enable password Cisco @123, and then crypto key generate RSA. Without domain name you cannot create crypto key. Done. Save the configuration. Now I am going to close the console of all access layer devices. Switch 1, access layer switch 2, access layer switch 3, access layer switch 4. No, access layer switch 4 is already closed. I have access of distribution layer switch 2 twice. So now, okay, done. Now guys, I'm going to enable SSH on distribution layer switch 1. So let me take you to distribution layer switch 1 here. And again, I am going to configure IP SSH version 2 first, then line VTY 02, 1 or 4 anything, then password is Cisco at the rate 123, then say transport input SSH, done, login local, exit, then IP domain name is pmnet dot local, and after that enable password is Cisco at the rate 123, and one username admin, preplace is 15, and then say password is pmnet at the rate 123, done. Do so history, let me copy this command and let me paste this all command on distribution layer switch 2 also. Now distribution layer switch 2, and guys, now I need to create RSA key. So say crypto key generate RSA, done. We'll do same thing on distribution switch 2 also, crypto key generate RSA, crypto key generate RSA, done. Now I'm going to save the configuration, distribution layer switch 2 and distribution layer switch 1, done. Then let me take you to router, core router. On core router, config t IP SSH version 2. So please create RSA key. After that only you can configure SSH version 2, right? So we'll run this command later. Before that, let me configure line VTY 024, let's say, and say login local, then password is Cisco at the rate 123, and then guys transport input SSH. So done. Now IP domain name is pmnet local, and then crypto key generate RSA. After that IP SSH version 2, and then see, now I'm able to run this command, right? So if you will verify, do so IP SSH, so you can see version is, we can see the version somewhere, SSH version, it's not showing here. Okay, don't worry. And guys, I need to create one username here, username admin, preplace is 15, and then say password is pmnet at the rate 123, done. Right, now let me save the configuration, and from the admin PC I'm going to access, let's say, router. So simply what I will say, SSH NSL, and see, to change the algorithm we can use different cipher here, right? We have multiple option, right? So I'm saying L, then username admin, and the IP address of router. Router 1 IP address is 192.168.0.192.168.0.6. So see, it is asking for password. So let me do one thing. If you want to configure login local, so what you can do, first of all, here if I will define the password pm net at the rate 123, so you can see I have access of core router right from here, right from the management PC, right. I'm going to exit from here. Now it is asking only password, so let me take you to again core router and say go to line VTY, so run section line VTY. So login local is already configured, right? So that's why it is asking for username and password. Username is here, you can see admin, right? Admin. After that password, so password is pm. It's taking some time because of simulation, guys. I'm doing it in virtual pm net at the rate 123. Now you can see I have access of core router. Now I can modify the configuration, like if I want to check IP, so IP interface brief as include unassigned, it will show me IP addresses on all the interfaces. So now whatever configuration you want to perform on router you can, correct, because you have SSH access. Done. Now I need to enable SSH on ASA firewall. Till now I have enabled SSH on all access layer switches, all distribution layer switches on core router. Now I am going to enable SSH on ASA. Now on the ASA firewall also you need to create RSA key. So I have access of ASA firewall, say enable, then go to config T, and guys, first of all SSH version is going to be 2. Now I am going to create one username here. Username is admin, then password is pm net underscore one, sorry, at the rate 123, and then I can define privilege, let's say 15. After that crypto key generate RSA module, and after that you can define the number, let's say 1024, right. So say yes here. Now I have created the RSA key. Now guys, I am going to say SS AAA authentication SSH, and how you are going to authenticate the user, let's say local. Done. So this is how we can enable SSH on ASA firewall. Now let me try to access ASA firewall from the admin PC. So again say SSH -L username admin, and the IP address of ASA firewall 192.168.0.2. It will ask me password, right. It will ask for password. After that I will get access of ASA firewall. See, it's taking time just because of virtual. This is issue of EVNG. It's very slow. And you know, one more thing I need to configure on ASA firewall, guys. Like on ASA firewall, you cannot access this device remotely with the help of any IP address, right? Actually, you have to tell to ASA firewall that which IP address can SSH it, right? Which IP address can access this ASA firewall. So on ASA firewall, I am going to say SSH and then IP address, right? Which IP address, or it can be subnet network ID, right? So let me say all user from management VLAN should be able to access this ASA firewall. So say 192.168.100.0 submit mask 255.255.255.0, and then on which interface? On inside interface. So like this I can configure, I can allow this network, right? So you can see I'm allowing this entire network to access ASA firewall. Even you can define one particular IP address like 192.168.100.1 and then 255.255.255.255. Then I can say inside like this also. Now let me try to access ASA firewall from here. So see, it is asking for password. Password is pm net underscore 123. And now you can see guys, I have access of my firewall. I can run enable command here. Again, it is asking for password. So if you know the password, you can access this ASA firewall. So on ASA firewall, let's suppose I am going to configure one enable password. Enable password Cisco 123, right? So here I can say Cisco 123, right, for the authentication. Now see, I have access of ASA firewall. Here I can run command show interface IP brief. Done. So now I can perform any configuration on ASA firewall. So right now guys, in my scenario, SSH is enabled on all interface and the username and password. So first of all, you have to write down username and password for each devices. So here my username is, let me write here, my username is SSH access, username admin, and password is pmnet@123. Done. So with the help of this username and password, you can access any devices, right, from this centralized location. See, admin PC1 is able to access ASA firewall. In the same way, admin PC2 can also access it, right? Exit, and let me take you to PC2. From PC2 also you can say SSH -L, then username admin, and then password. Password is, sorry, IP address of ASA firewall 192.168.0.2. Now it will ask for password. If you know the password, then you can access it. It's taking some time. It's irritating. Now here password is pm net_123. Now you can see I have access of my firewall from PC2 as well. Okay, now guys, see here I have some issues. This is just because of simulation, right? Like my I am not able to access layer switches, and I think distribution layer switches as well. Let me try to access distribution layer switch from this PC. Say SSH-L, and then username is admin, and IP address of distribution layer switch 1 is, let's say, 192.168.100.254. See, again, algorithm is mismatched, right? Algorithm no matching cipher font. So this is just because of algorithm mismatch in EVNG, but you can configure SSH in the same way in the real-time network, in the production network. Guys, I will find the solution of this error as well, and maybe we will discuss it in next video. Now you can see I have centralized access of all networking devices from this management domain. Right now guys, in next video we will see the improvement, how we can improve the configuration of this network, like how to filter unwanted prefixes, how we can configure the scenario so that ASA firewall should not install all internal prefixes in their routing table, right? And we need to configure multiple NAT on ASA firewall, because as you can see I have some ASA firewall. So let's suppose I want to give priority to VLAN 10 or VLAN 40 on ASA firewall. Then how to configure the scenario? Okay, we'll see those configuration in upcoming videos. That's all for today. If you have learned something from this video, please hit on like button, guys. If you have not subscribed this channel, if you are new on the channel, please subscribe this channel. We will meet soon in next video. Till then, stay safe. Bye bye. And guys, last thing is, if this video is helpful for you, if this type of video are helpful for you, and if you want more videos like this, please type yes in the comment section. Guys, your yes will motivate me to make more videos like this. And if you will type yes in the comment section, I will get to know that okay, these videos are really helpful for you guys, for my subscriber. Okay, that's all guys. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.